Imagine being able to sit at the piano, open up a brand new score, and just play. That's sight reading, and it changed everything for me. Today I'm going to share with you the exact secrets I use to go from fumbling over notes to confidently playing at first glance. Most players freeze when they see unfamiliar music. Maybe they're thinking, I'll mess up, or am I playing the right notes? I used to feel exactly the same, that sight reading was this mysterious skill that other people had, but not me. The truth is that sight reading is a trainable skill, and once you know how to practice it, progress becomes fast. Great sight reading is a conversation between your eyes, your hands, and your brain. Your eyes are always scanning ahead, your hands are translating the patterns, and your brain is predicting what's coming next. When these three work together, new music stops becoming scary and it becomes music. So let's jump into my 7 secrets. Secret number 1 is scan, don't stare. You always want to keep your eyes 1 or 2 beats ahead of where you're playing. Secret number 2, think in patterns. Stop reading one note at a time. I want you to look for intervals, for triads, for chords, for scales. The more patterns you recognize, the less decoding you have to do. For example, when I was playing even in the first few bars of Greensleeves, I could see in the left hand that the first 2 measures were an A minor and A, C, E. And the following measures after that were G, B, D, which is G major. The ability to, in my head, recognize that this is an entity, that is A minor, and this next one is G major, it sort of feels to me like I'm just pulling out something from my toolkit that feels very familiar to me. I'm not reading them one by one, but rather as a complete entity. And if you can't quite see such patterns yet, perhaps this could be good motivation to upgrade your music theory skills. Secret number 3, rhythm first, notes second. Now, when you're sight reading a completely new piece and you're just trying to get it as right as you can the first time, try to focus more on the beat rather than the actual notes. Let's listen to a quick example. I'm going to make some note mistakes, but I'm actually going to keep the rhythm as accurately as I can. Now, that doesn't sound too bad, all right? We can recognize there are some wrong notes there. But if I compare it to, let's say, I'm stringently trying to play every single note right, and then as a result, I am doing that at the expense of rhythm. Now, as you could see, there wasn't any flow there. Much less pleasant to listen to compared to the first one where we actually made some note errors. However, we kept the beat going, we kept the timing going. A quick tip I have for you is before you even sight read your piece, try to clap the rhythm first. See if you can lock that pulse into your body. By the way, if you're wondering what pieces to work on to build skills like sight reading, feel free to grab my free PDF, The Essential Piano Roadmap. It shares with you the key pieces to learn that are step by step, and it also tells you exactly what skills you need in each level of progression in piano. It's totally free, link in the description. Secret 4. Keep going even if you play wrong notes. If you make a mistake, don't stop to fix every note. Keep that flow going. As I shared with you before, I played some wrong notes. It's actually quite a skill for people to develop, to learn how to kind of let go of certain notes, let go of perfection, but just to keep that flow going. Keep going. As an example, Secret 5, read short and simple pieces daily. If you want to get good at sight reading, there's no way around it but sheer practice. So you want to look at things like hymns or easy arrangements of difficult pieces, children's songs, easy classics, anything fresh that trains your reflexes, trains your reading. If you search up easy piano classics on Google, you're going to find a lot of great music. Secret number 6. Hands separately. Now we talk about hands separately a lot on this channel for practicing pieces. When it comes to practicing sight reading, this is also very, very useful. If you're feeling overwhelmed, practicing them separately can help to build single hand skills, which later will always help hands together skills. And if you ever practice hands separately and you feel like, gee, even this feels quite hard, then you know you're doing the right thing by practicing hands separately, because your brain is currently trying to conquer even that challenge. If you find single hand reading challenging, hands together just makes it 8 times worse. So for some of you that are watching that are practicing sight reading with just one hand and feeling like, wow, even this is a bit challenged, I want you to not feel discouraged, but actually be encouraged that you're doing the correct thing to build the right skills. Secret 7, learn your reading keys. You want to get good at key signatures, what sharps and flats there are in some of the common keys. We all know C major has no sharps, no flats, but as a general guide, I recommend students to know up to 4 sharps and up to 4 flats. If you look in the circle of fifths, it will be good for most students to be very comfortable with at least this part of the circle, which means upon sight of, let's say, seeing 3 flats, you know what major that is. You know that that is E flat major. And that is it for today's sight reading tutorial. Remember, when you're practicing sight reading, try not to pick pieces that are too hard. Actually try to pick pieces where they look ridiculously easy for you, right? They look like things that you would kind of like never play for a friend or something like that. I give sight reading challenges to my students all the time. And even though the piece is really easy, we can make it into a fun challenge by challenging them to master this piece in 2 days, rather than, let's say, some other pieces they want to play that are harder that we take, usually 2 months or so to learn. Now, if you're ready to go deeper into sight reading, you need to check out my piano course, The Keys to Mastery. I go very in-depth into the topics of sight reading, into technique and music theory, and I walk you step by step to build you from being a casual player to a masterful player. So if you're ready to take your piano playing to that next level, check out the link in the description. Got a piano question? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next piano tutorial.